Congratulations on the win at the weekend. It's now 3 wins in 5 Premier League games. How have you been able to turn things around?
Yeah, thank you for the congratulations. But I think we knew about the importance of the game, and we were always working hard also before. But in this game, we had the first time really a very clinical performance and deserved to win. And it was a big step for us, sure, but only one game with a big win. And now we have to continue especially our committed and good organized work against the ball. It was, I think, the key to win this game.
Have you noticed a buzz around the training ground off the back of the result? Have you seen an uplift for the players and the staff? Is everyone? Because obviously that now lifts you 3 points above the bottom 3, which is always crucial, particularly at this time of year.
Yeah, I think, sure, you can feel that the atmosphere is a more positive one after such a game. It's normal when you come then here on Sunday and meet each other, then it's a better atmosphere, and it can be a lift for everybody mentally, absolutely. But we must be clear that it's still a long way to go, and we are now three points above the line, and this is okay. This is good, but the next fixtures are very difficult, and that means the performance has to get better and better, because otherwise against the next opponent it would not be possible to take points.
Like you say, 3 points above the line. Does that mean that you can enjoy Christmas just a little bit more?
Yeah, the guys are, as I said, they have now a more relaxed Christmas celebration, but today we had a session, tomorrow we have a session, then we go to London, and then we have a game on the Boxing Day, and a very difficult one, especially because of the fixtures. 2 days later, the next game, it's very difficult for us all to find the right decision, but it's for every team the same. When you have to play on Saturday, then it's only a short break, so we're just concentrating in decision finding, what means, who are the players we can put 2 times on the pitch in 3 days. So this is in a moment I don't feel really like Christmas. So it's for me more like a most busiest time in the year, maybe.
You mentioned being in on Christmas Day. What will be the order of the day? Is it a short, sharp session, or will they be in for the duration to really prepare properly?
Yeah, tomorrow we meet a little bit later because the players want to be at home with their families. I know that the 25th is the more celebrating day in England. In Germany it's the 24th. So today is Christmas Eve, is more to celebrate. But tomorrow they come a little bit later, and then we go directly on the pitch, and then have one short, good session, and then we go to London.
Quick word on Danny Ings, who's been tremendous now. I think it's 12 goals in his last 13 appearances in all competitions. Obviously a couple at the weekend against Aston Villa. How proud are you of his achievements, and particularly because of the injury problems he's had to sort of get through as well? It must be nice to have, for you, a player who can bring goals to the table at a really challenging time. Yeah,
it's important. The goals he scores for the team, they are very important. But I think it's also important to say, for example, Long in the last game, how much he worked for him to get the space, and I think the two are in a moment they help each other very well, and I don't care about who scores. Important is that we score, and if it's Ingsy, it's fantastic. If it's somebody else, it's also okay for me. And I'm very happy for him that he's fit and that he can show this performance he showed in the moment. In the moment he has a lot of self-confidence. It's very difficult to let him out. And even then we know that there are a lot of games now coming, and he cannot play every game. So this is also something that is for sure. So we must be really careful about his time we give him to play, because it's not possible to play every game. Although you want to have him every minute on the pitch, it's not possible.
Up next, Chelsea on Boxing Day. Obviously a hugely challenging game for you, but your away form has been better this season than your home form, so you should go into it confident.
Yeah, it will be an interesting game for us. Again, last season we played a draw there, 0-0. It was a good game from our side. And this season, it was we had a very difficult game at home against Chelsea, and we know how strong they are. They have struggled a little bit before the Tottenham game, but it would be interesting also what shape they will use. They played last time in a back five and played a good game against Tottenham. It worked very well. Before they played the back four, and in the last two home games they lost. So it would be interesting. We must be prepared for both shapes, and that's what we try to do in the short time we have.
How much have you sort of learned and been intrigued by the way that they've had to do things because of the transfer embargo this season, and the fact that they've got a great academy very similar to Southampton, and they've started to utilise that for the first time in some time, and they're seeing the rewards?
Yeah, sometimes you see that a ban can also be an advantage for you because you don't have any pressure to get somebody in. And I think the good thing in a club like Chelsea, I think they have nearly 50 loan players, so everywhere around the world, I think. And then you have a lot of options when they're coming back to take them. Abraham, for example, was the best example. A lot of clubs were interested in this player, and then they took him themselves, and he scored very often. So that can be also sometimes an advantage for you, and I think they make a good job so far. A strong side, still in the Champions League, still on top of the league. So would be an interesting game, sure.
What's the team news for Southampton? Have you got any players you're concerned about, or players that you're welcoming back?
Yeah, I have one big issue with Shane Long because he slipped last game and had a little bit knee injury. And this, couldn't train today. Not definitely, but doesn't look very good. Musa is still too early for him to play against Chelsea. And Kevin was ill and was training today the first time with the team. And the good thing is that Pierre, he's got a hit on his knee, but he recovered very well, so he could train today. And the other were also a little bit small issues, but not the big ones. And Jan Vero is still out, but Sofian better, could train today again without injection. So he's also an option for the weekend and for Thursday. I have a few alternatives, and it's what about the big question: who let I rest immediately, or how I balance both games.
Just a couple of final points. Sadly, once again, there's been more racist abuse at Premier League games over the course of this weekend at Tottenham. You know, you address it, the media address it, people talk about it, but what can be done to change things and to eradicate this from the game? Is it time for government intervention?
Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen the game, and I've seen this behavior after Rüdiger took the foul or take the red card from Son, and I think then emotional is still zero tolerance for everything that happens in the stadium, what is for racism, because football is for everybody and should always be for everybody. And I think this is a message we cannot tell often enough, that there is no space for any racism. And I think it's difficult to find out maybe from what corner this comes or who did it, but we must do everything to eliminate these people from the stadium, because there are so many people out there that want to watch these games. They should get the chance for this, and the other one shouldn't anymore.
Transfer window opens in a week's time. How do you anticipate the January window being for Southampton? Do you think you'll be active? Do you find you might be looking to recruit some players?
We will be active, we will be active, that's for sure. And we have our issues in summer. The balance of the team is not 100% what it should be. We have a few positions where we have a lot of alternatives, on other positions we don't have any. And this is not very healthy, especially if you have suspensions or injuries. And this is the reason why we see that very clear and know that we have to do something.
So what do you think, maybe 1 or 2, 3 or 4?
Oh, it depends. The problem is that the fee for the champions for the Premier League clubs is always a very high one when you want to sign a player, but we will try to bring two guys in.
Few players. So it could be quite an exciting window for Southampton fans.
And for you then also, huh?
Yeah.
That's right. Thanks a lot. Merry Christmas.
Thanks guys. Well, in that section there, move on to the one for 10:30 this evening. Simon, you will start us off.
Hi Ralph. How much have you learnt from last year's Christmas period when going into this one?
It was different because we didn't have a game and 2 days later the next one. So it was a little bit better because we played on Boxing Day alone on 1 day later. So it was a little bit easier than this time. To be honest, I cannot understand why you don't play on Sunday. Really not, because it would be easy playing Thursday, Sunday, Wednesday. Nobody will care about that. Everybody's fantastic. I know that there are not any games on Saturday, and this is not perfect for the Premier League. But yeah, I think it could be, and it would be easy anyway. But yeah, it's not about that I have to decide it. So we have to take it as it is. The other teams also have to take it. There are a few teams that can play on Sunday, so it's not really it's not really the same challenge. Yeah, because they have 1 day more to rest, and we don't care if you have 2 days in between. Everything is okay. But 1 day is something really new and not healthy. But okay, we take it, and we will try to find a balance. I think that most important thing that the players get the mindset for it. We have it, and we know that some players can do this. Not every player maybe, but we have some. They can play 2 games in a very intense way.
Does it affect how you approach games tactically? I mean,
yeah, sure.
For example.
Sure affects everything, because you have to think further. You have to think also to the next game, and yeah, you want always to play with the best team that is possible. But when it's not for everybody possible to play 90 minutes in 3 days, then you must decide what is more important.
You mentioned Chelsea's recent home results. Bournemouth had a good win there, obviously. Can you take something from what Eddie Howe did, how he approached the
yeah, every team that wins there is can be example how it can go, but still not easy to take something there. We had last season was a good game there, and this is also in our mind.
Yeah. Was that one disappointment on Saturday, the fact you didn't keep a clean sheet? You mentioned Stamford Bridge last year, but one of the few clean sheets that you've had.
Yeah, I think the goal is always to give the opponent less chances as possible. And I think in the last game, well, we didn't give a lot of chances away, but I think in the end, there's still no clean sheet, and it's also a little bit unlucky. The shot was perfect, and Alex had no chance to keep it. But I think we defended well, especially around the box. We defended well, and so this gives us a lift, although we had no clean sheet.
Jack Stevens has come in for a lot of criticism, but he was outstanding at Villa. I'm sure you'd agree.
Yeah, I agree. I absolutely agree. Second goal this season, and I must generally say in set pieces we get better and better. So the hard work on the pitch, the guys do, shows that it is positive, and the benefit is massive now, and this is a good signal because it can decide games, and especially the second goal helps us massively in the last game. And yeah, this is also part of the centre backs, because they're coming and with their quality in the air, that the duels, to win the duels there, it's Jack showed that he can score, and this is good for us.
Last year, I think you had the 2 back-to-back defeats after Christmas, but with this run of 5 games, I think you mentioned imperative that you get at least 3 or 4 points from the 2.
Yeah, the fixtures again very difficult. Yeah, we have then Palace at home, then Tottenham and Leicester, so top teams. But I think it's a good challenge for us to show how good we can compete, and the team is in the moment in a good mode, and self-confidence is growing. It's about us to let it grow with a good performance, with again a brave performance like we always did in this season in away games. Make our fans proud of us, show them that we are fighting for everything, And as I said before the last game, you have always the chance to take 3 points.
Thanks, Ralph.
Thanks, Jordan. In terms of Shane Long, I know you said he might not play on Boxing Day, but he's obviously out of contract in the summer. You've played him a lot recently. Is he someone that you would offer a new deal to, or is it a case of here, just leave next summer?
At the moment, we said we don't want to think about too much about summer and the summer window and who's ending the contract. I think everybody has the chance now until the end of the season to show up, to show how important he is for the team. And then we are the last to say, okay, he helps us. We don't want to sign him. No, then when we see, okay, he can be still a profit for our team, then everybody's welcome to go with us.
Do you think there's a chance then it might actually make him play a little bit better? The fact that, if he does play well from now until the end of the season, he could get a new deal. Will that inspire him, do you feel?
It's different from every player. I can only speak about my experience I had as a player. When I knew that my contract was over in the end of the season, I was always the best because I knew I had to give everything and to show up. And this is not really a disadvantage.
And his professionalism is something you spoke
Yeah,
about.
I don't.
Danny echoed it again at the weekend, how much he does for the team.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we are all happy when he's playing, and if he cannot, then another guy must step in his workload, because the workload is massive, and he's really a fantastic professional and always positive and really nasty to play against, because he's hunting for every ball, and this is something that helps our game absolutely.
So I'll take one more.
Mhm.
Just on the away form, Ralph, after the result last week, going to Stamford Bridge, you've probably been asked before, but why do you think the away form is so much better than at home?
Yeah, okay. As always, there's not only one reason, more reasons. The schedule in the beginning was not the easiest one at home, so we lost a little bit of self-confidence. Then the atmosphere, because of the bad results, was not always the best, especially when you always go one down in the home games. It was always a bad start we had in the home games. In the away games, we are nearly every time going in the lead. And this is maybe one point. The other point is then you can be more brave, because you don't have to too lot for the game. You can sit a bit deeper and defend together. And I think we feel very comfortable when we play in away games. Yeah, our fans are fantastic when they go with us. They help us massively, and always a special atmosphere if you go somewhere. Thanks a lot.